President-elect Donald Trump told a pre-inauguration rally that he would halt the invasion of immigrants at the border as he promised to fix every single crisis facing the nation. The President-elect is likely to sign 200 executive orders on his first day in office.
We're going to stop the invasion of our borders. We're going to reclaim our wealth. We're going to unlock the liquid gold that's right under our feet. Liquid gold.
Trump promised that he will act with historic speed and strength after becoming the US president. At the rally, Trump was joined on stage by Elon Musk, the tech tycoon who is set to lead a major cost-cutting drive in his administration. The SpaceX boss promised to make America strong for centuries.
This victory is the start, really. What matters going forward is to actually make significant changes, cement those changes, and set the foundation for America to be strong for a century, for centuries, forever.
Earlier in the day, the Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance each laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. Watching from a distance were Trump's wife Melania and Usher Vance, wife of J.D. Vance. Trump, who landed in Washington on Sunday, is staying at the historic Blair House before moving back to the White House. Blair House, it's larger than the White House itself, with 119 well-decorated rooms dedicated to welcoming foreign leaders or providing a venue for high-stakes diplomatic talks. Trump will be administered the oath of office by the US Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts. The swearing-in ceremony has been moved inside due to dangerously cold weather forecast for Washington. It would be the first time in 40 years that a president would not be sworn in on the Capitol steps. The US Capitol Police said that outside ticketed areas at the Capitol would be closed. So even if Trump wanted to gather there, as Trump takes the oath inside, they won't be allowed to do so. DC police helicopters will be in the sky, watching for crowds at the time of the ceremony. The helicopter's onboard cameras can read license plates from 10,000 feet up, sending back live video to the department's real-time crime centre. Well, we're joined by Voice of America correspondent Jessica Stone, reporting live from the VOA headquarters, Capitol Hill. Thanks for joining us this morning, Jessica. We've got low temperatures there, the same as low as -12, and the inauguration has been moved inside. Give us an insight into how things will proceed.
Well, it's a very icy morning here in Washington. We had some snow overnight, but before that, rain that turned to ice. And so the roads are pretty slick, even the sidewalks slick. But DC has made it possible for a lot of us to get to our offices and our locations today. Having said that, the president himself, the president-elect himself, will be inside to be sworn in as the 47th president of the United States. He'll be inside the Capitol Rotunda area, and just with a VIP group of people. We're not sure how many people are going to be permitted to actually witness the oath of office being administered to President Donald J. Trump by, as you said, the Supreme Court Justice, the Chief Justice, Justice John Roberts. And just ahead of him will be sworn in the Vice President, J.D. Vance, by Brett Kavanaugh, one of the Associate Justices. Trump on Truth Social saying that he has invited dignitaries and guests to the Rotunda for the swearing-in ceremonies, and that he does plan afterwards to go to the Capital One Arena to meet with supporters there. But that is really the viewing area for this proceeding, and no viewing on the National Mall. In fact, they took down the jumbotrons. You mentioned earlier that there's no viewing outside. They took down the jumbotrons really to discourage people from gathering outside in the cold weather. So there will be no photo ops of Trump and walking down Pennsylvania Avenue. So different from 8 years ago when he did just the same.
Yeah, you mentioned that. What will the turnout likely be? Is it going to be much reduced because of the cold?
Well, you know, 250,000 people got tickets to go to the inauguration outside. And so presumably 250,000 people are actually in town for that, if not more. And we did see quite a few people crowded around the Capital One Arena yesterday. My colleagues talking about long lines there, people watching on the Jumbotron, people just trying to be part of the atmosphere here. There's very elated sense of atmosphere, at least among supporters here in Washington, D.C., a real festive place. And so the bars and restaurants are capitalizing on this opportunity to have watch parties inside their venues for these folks. You know, all those 250,000 people, they got tickets. Those are largely commemorative now because only 20,000 of those people will fit into the Capital One Arena for that viewing party. And we still don't know if a ticket to the inauguration will get you inside the arena. It's not clear how all that is going to work. There's also going to be in real life opportunity to watch the motorcade. That's probably the closest that people outside the arena will get to see the president-elect and Melania Trump going down Pennsylvania Avenue, because they will not walk down Pennsylvania Avenue as they normally do. And VOA colleagues continuing to see crowds. There are more opportunities to access the Pennsylvania Avenue route, but no maps being released by Secret Service for security purposes. Again, a live stream of the inauguration will be on offer, but these bars and restaurants anxious to hold these viewing parties and get those folks inside safe and also spending money here in the nation's capital.
Absolutely. Donald Trump already having an impact on the economy, it seems. And you mentioned security there, obviously a crucial factor to today's events. Just tell us how extensive that is and what you know about the security surrounding the inauguration.
Well, Oliver, more secure than it's ever been before is how it's been projected and proposed by the law enforcement agencies. They're telling us 25,000 law enforcement officers on the ground here in Washington, D.C., 7,800 of them National Guard, which is essentially military assigned to the states. And then the DC cops are actually going to be augmented by 4,000 additional law enforcement officers from around the country, working on, just directing traffic, directing people, keeping the metro safe. We know that the Transportation Safety Administration is going to have their folks at the metro, making sure that there's no problems there, no contraband brought in. And so this is really a wide-ranging effort, law enforcement. You also mentioned those helicopters. In addition to them, there's going to be drones flying overhead, and of course these camera systems that the Metropolitan Police Department here in Washington use to leverage the lack of police power that they have on the ground. Those will be in full force, used and monitored because we've had 2 assassination attempts, and so this president-elect is in great need of security. He's obviously a public figure that wants to be out in the public. This is going to be a very different vibe than 8 years ago, and even his public rallies. You think about how much he likes to get into the crowd, see his supporters. He's not going to have that opportunity today. Although I wouldn't be surprised if he gets out of that vehicle on the parade route today and just maybe tries to shake a few hands. We'll have to see.
Absolutely, a hugely significant day. Jessica Stone from Voice of America, many thanks for giving us that detailed insight.
You bet.